Káàbọ̀ sí Relufe TV. I know you guys have never seen me drum before, but I just decided to welcome you all in a grand style. This is your first time here. Welcome. Now, you know what they say about women that drum? I don't know what they say, but if you know anything about women that drum, please drop it in the comment box. This is Relufe TV, and I want to say welcome. This is a safe space. It's a community. We're nice here, and you know, late coming is not allowed. We don't do that here. My name is AY with the double O, and of course, this is another beautiful edition of Relufe Review. This is where we review the Nigerian art, music, movies, and entertainment in general. You know, when you see me, it's another movie review. And like I always say, everything that I say here is based off on my opinion and simply what I think about the movie. Without wasting much of your time, let us get straight to the movie that I'll be reviewing for today. And you guys will wonder, no, you guys, it will be clear to you guys why I came in with the drum. Welcome back. The movie I'm going to be reviewing today, I will not waste your time on this episode, trust me. I'm just going to be going straight to the point. Straight, jump. The movie I'm going to be reviewing today is titled Iyalode, and of course, now you understand why I came in with the drum and why I came in with this fabric, because trust me, I DIY this. I just hope that, you know, it doesn't expose itself, but this is something that I DIY myself, all for Iyalode, because that energy that movie gave me, I'm like, I also have to bring it. Now, before we go into this movie, let's get serious. I understand that a lot of people do not really like Toyin, and you think that some of our movies are like stereotype, and you think that she's a copycat because people just keep dragging Toyin. Or she's copying Funke Akindele, or she's doing this, or she's doing that. I also agree that Toyin has got to be creative sometimes in her own way. I feel like Toyin has a lot of potential that I feel like she's not even seeing. Like, there are a lot of things that she can actually do other than doing what people have done. I'll end it there. All right, let's talk about Iyalode. So for Iyalode, now I'll say that Iyalode is not first of its kind. I would say I'm also not certain if Iyalode is a true story of Iyalode, or she just, you know, came up with the story using the title Iyalode. But I'll say that for the film, initially I was confused. Now, that first scene was unnecessarily long, of the war scene with Ibrahim Chatta. That was what we were introduced to, and she was fighting Ibrahim Chatta, and they were just doing ta-dun, 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 and even at the point I was so scared, because that sound, that if you have high blood pressure, I'm sorry, go and watch it. But if you have high blood pressure, just, you know, take your to check your BP, everything, because that's Toyin Abraham, no, she just finished us with that. I say, what is going on? The first scene was long. I say, I mean, they have finished the film. I don't know about it, but I say that I didn't really understand the message that the movie was trying to pass across until I was about an hour, 10 minutes gone, and I'm like, oh, this is why we're here. I'm just beginning to understand it. So like, oh, this is what you have been trying to pass across. I'm like, oh, okay, because I figured that she wasn't the main Iyalode, and I'm like, oh, so it means that she wasn't actually talking about herself in the movie. Only for me to see the part where she later comes to want to become the Iyalode, and I'm like, oh my God. So now I'm beginning to understand why we are here, you know. But I would say that it's a lovely movie, beautiful cast, and it starred people, and it was produced by Toyin Abraham. It's in the cinemas, by the way. It had Toyin Abraham, of course, and her husband Wale Ojo. I'm happy to see both of them like on set, you know, and I think he was also an executive producer on the movie. Gabriel Afolayan was there. It was good to watch. Aisha Lawal, a lot of notable actors. Kehinde Bankole, Wale Ojo, beautiful top Muyiwa Ademola, of course, is Toyin Abraham's sort of mentor. I mean, so I think if I'm going to be seeing a Toyin Abraham film, I think you know, of course, it's going to be there. And yeah, So a lot of beautiful top actors, trust me, A-list actors were in that film. So I mean, I wouldn't expect anything short of perfection from the movie. However, let me go to the story first. Peju Ogumola, she played the character of Toyin Abraham's mom, and I must say that, oh my God, I don't know how to describe Peju Ogumola's role, but she's just, I mean, I know that she's one of the actors that growing up, I always ask myself, how do you do this? But she doesn't fall short of expectation. She's a natural, she's such a natural actor that every role, if you want her to play a role of a pastor's wife, trust me, just leave it, go and sleep. If you want her to play a traditionalist, go and sleep. And I'm like, who taught you? Like, did you go to a film school that is different from I can't understand it, but I feel like Peju Ogumola should be idolized. I just don't want to idolize her, but let's leave that. She's also she was also a major part and a major push in that film. So Iyalode tells the story of, I want to start with Peju Ogumola because that was what we were introduced to, who was supposed to be an Iyalode, and of course it was just a struggle for a particular position, which now transcended to Toyin Abraham, and she had to fight her way, basically complex, she had to navigate life, and all of that, and along the way she faced like a lot of challenges, all just to become an Iyalode, and that's what we saw with Iyalode. Really, Toyin Abraham was just like the second generation. Our mother fought for that role, and of course it transcended to where she, as the daughter, had to fight for that position as well, and that was where she faced a lot of challenges. And at the end of the day, I mean, she didn't even get to become the Iyalode, and that was what we saw basically in Iyalode. Now, for Toyin Abraham, she played the role of Ashabi Adikara, and she was like the major highlight, in that film.
Yeah, me. Àjọká Oyèdúnmáyé. Ó ṣetán tí ó rí jà yìí. Torí tinú wọn ni mo ṣe ń di kàkàdé. Torí àfúyẹ́ wọn ni mo ṣe ń wẹ̀wù orin.
So, I mean, somewhere along the film, I don't want spoilers, I'm trying to give spoilers, but somewhere along the film, her mom was banished, and she, her mom had to leave her in safe hands with a particular God, Ile, she left her with the ground and saying that the God of the ground, of course, keep my child, I'm going to come back. And she was fortified, and a lot of that, and the challenges that she faced. Basically, that was what we saw with Iyalode. I don't want to spoil the movie because I'm excited, but at the same time, I want to say that for this film, now, we have seen a lot of traditional films. Now, I'll say that where I saw a mistake in this film is, I feel like if you're going to come back with, because we've seen Femi Adebayo do Jago Jago, we've seen Wale Ojo do Labake Olododo. So it just, to me, this seems like a mimic of Labake Olododo, to be very honest, just to showcase a woman, fearless, a fighter, and all of that. Initially, in the first few scenes, I didn't really understand Toyin's energy, but into the film, I'm like, I saw her just, it's like someone just springs up, and then I'm seeing that, full force, and I'm like, oh, Toyin's a fantastic actor. I look at the storyline, and I'm like, it's beautiful, but it's not unique. I would be very frank. It's not something that is new. We've seen it over and over again, but it's something that could have been told in a way that would keep us hooked on our seats. Now, the mistake in this film was plot development. I'll say that from how you develop a plot of a film is also very important. Now, there were a lot of sides to the movie that we didn't need, because the storyline itself is long to tell. So I feel like you could have developed the original plot, stick to the original plot of the story, follow suit to get to the end of the film. We don't have to see someone from another village or so. So she was confusing us with a lot of warriors, emanating from, her husband played the role of a warrior who had married another warrior, which was also played by Kehinde Bankole. We didn't need that, extension and extension and extension for us to get the message that the movie was trying to pass across. And I'll say that those are some of the things that I did not like about the film. I think that they were also trying to make, when you're trying to force that energy, I feel like a lot was going on with the sound. I don't know if it's from the cinema or from the original, video clip itself, but it was just unnecessarily loud that in the first 8 scenes, I could count the number of words, that I heard. I was just hearing music and the da-da and the sound and all of that. But I mean, for the plots, I like the storyline. As much as it's not unique, I also like that Toyin was able to do a thing to the plot. So for the plot of this film, I'll give it a good 7 over 10. Maybe I just didn't like the plot development. So for the characters, the acting. Now, I saw Gabriel in the most playful, maybe not the most playful I've seen him, but Gabriel was also one playful character on this set, and I'll say that, the acting, give it to them, they're top actors, but sometimes you see top actors and you're not seeing them give their best, right? But it was good to see Wale Ojo play the role of a king. I'm like, is it going to pull through? Because in my mind, like, he's a king, not supposed to be, supposed to gather food the chair, but Wale Ojo was rather lanky and stuff. But I mean, he's a fantastic actor, so he pulled it off. Because he wasn't really giving his command as a king, and I'm like, why are you sleeping on this thing? But there's a part where he just, from nowhere, I'm like, oh, so you have power somewhere, But I'll say that, I can't overlook the faults in this movie, but I also I want people to have it at the back of their minds that this is a first of its kind for Toyin, number one, and it wasn't a flop. It's something that you would watch and you would not be disappointed, but of course you would also have to point fingers. Oh, I think they should have done this here. Oh, I think they should have done this here and there and there. For the acting, I'll give it a 6.5. For the theme of the movie, of course, for the theme, I would give it a 6.5 as well over 10 for the theme. For the cinematography, and what have we, I would say that I want to give it a 7 over 10 as well. For the dialogue, so for the dialogue, I feel like there were some parts where, when you're trying to tell a traditional story, but you're trying to be too traditional. There was a lot of back and forth of trying to prove that I'm strong, like especially with the first scene with Ibrahim Chata, the kinikon, like, action. You're just talking. I know that you are the warrior, you are the one that has 7 toes, but it was just a lot. Like, give us action. At a point I'm like, so you can literally call this deity to do this for you, so why are you stressing yourself? You've been talking for 5 minutes, are you not tired? Do you understand? So we didn't need that for her to prove that she was strong. We could already tell that she was a strong child that had already been fortified, and she had the backing of Ile, and all that. So we didn't need all of that. And that distraction too with Gabriel Afolayan, I didn't really get it, but Gabriel pulled that character off and all of that. So the dialogue, not bad. I'll give it a 7. Overall rating criteria, I want to give it a 7 over 10. I think it's a must watch for everybody. While there are faults in it, I want you to expect to see things that you might not necessarily like, because it's going to be a lie to say, oh, this movie is fantastic, oh, it's the best, it's the first of its kind. No, it's the first of its kind for Toyin. It's not the first of its kind that we have seen, and it's definitely not the best. But we're not doing comparison here, and I don't want to compare Iyalode to Jagu Jagu or compare. I want to review Iyalode as a movie on its own. I think it's great. I think there are things to be done. There is still a long way to go, but it's something that I think everybody should see. It's interesting. Trust me. You might get confused in the beginning, like I did. For some people, it depends on how you watch a movie, how you understand it. In time. Others might not get bored. They might understand it like from get-go. But it took a while before I got the message that they were trying to pass across with the Iyalode. But overall, from this end at Relufe TV, we have rated it a 7 over 10. I think I want to rest my case on that. I'm going to leave you. Like I said, I'm not going to do too much. I want to leave you to also go and watch it. It's a must watch. Go to the cinemas, go and watch it. You're absolutely gonna love it. You're gonna have a fun time at the cinemas watching Iyalode. Trust me. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. And if you've watched it and you disagree with what I said as well, drop it in the comment section. And if this is your first time watching this video, you can already tell that, you know, the energy here is fire. It's nice. It's a safe space, like I said. Please subscribe, follow, share this video with your friends and families, and go to our YouTube channel. Of course, go to Relufe TV, go to our playlist. There are a lot of videos. Share with your friends and family, and do not forget to subscribe and follow across all social media platforms, on X, on TikTok, on Facebook, Instagram, and of course here on YouTube. It is all at Relufe TV. My name is AY with the double O, and this is Relufe TV.